A selfie to cap off a horror holiday. Dozens disembark the MV Hondius, shuttled from ship to shore to tarmac, where they're sprayed down in protective suits before being allowed to travel home.
Our advice is clear, starting from May 10, 42 days of quarantine. But it could be in a facility or at home.
The WHO says the repatriation of more than 100 passengers is going to plan. But since leaving the ship, 2 people have tested positive for hantavirus, a French citizen and an American who isn't showing symptoms. A chartered flight will bring 4 Australians, a permanent resident and a New Zealander, from Tenerife all the way to Western Australia. They'll land at the RAAF base Pearce, north of Perth, and be transferred to the nearby Bullsbrook Centre for an initial 3 weeks of quarantine.
Many other countries are putting in place quarantine orders only for 2 or 3 days. A distinguishing factor for Australia, though, is that these passengers will have to come home on quite a long flight, probably in a relatively small plane with a higher risk of transmission during transit.
What happens beyond that period is yet to be determined. New South Wales says its returning residents will be taken to a biocontainment centre in Westmead. The 2 Queenslanders will also be held in quarantine for assessment. Authorities around the world have played down comparisons with the COVID pandemic, saying this virus is well known and the risk of transmission low. But reports of a possible case on a remote island in the Atlantic have caused concern. British paramedics parachuted in to treat a man who disembarked earlier in the ship's journey, one of dozens of passengers to do so. Contact tracing is continuing for that cohort. Zoe Ford, ABC News.